Bentonville, Arkansas, a city known for its quiet neighborhoods, tree-lined streets, and the comforting hum of small-town life. But beneath that calm exterior, in the cold November air of 2012, something unthinkable happened. A crime so horrific, it would shatter the trust of community and haunt the nation. This is the story of Jersey Diane Bridgeman. Jersey Diane Bridgeman was born on November 14, 2006, to Desiree and David Bridgeman. She was a bright-eyed little girl with soft brown hair, a wide smile, and an infectious laugh that could melt even the coldest of hearts. Neighbors would later recall her as the kind of child who lit up the street just by riding her bike down it. But life for Jersey was far from perfect. Her parents' marriage dissolved early in her childhood, a separation that would put her in the middle of a fractured home life. Custody was split, but cracks in the system and in judgment would place her in danger long before her final days. After the divorce, Jersey often stayed with her father, David Bridgeman, and her stepmother, Jana. From the outside, they looked like an ordinary blended family. But behind closed doors, Jersey's young life was turning into a nightmare. David and Jana later admitted to chaining Jersey to a dresser at night. Their reasoning? They claimed she would wander around, get into medication, or cause trouble while they slept. The public would later react with outrage. The image of a small child, no older than 6, shackled in her own bedroom was almost too much to bear. Authorities took action. Both David and Jana were arrested and charged with false imprisonment, permitting abuse, and endangering the welfare of a minor. David received 18 years in prison. Jana got 12 years. For Jersey, this meant returning to her mother's care. But the trauma she endured in her father's home left invisible scars, ones no court ruling could erase. In 2012, Jersey was living with her mother, Desiree, in a modest home in Bentonville. They were part of a close-knit neighborhood where everyone seemed to know each other's business, or at least thought they did. Desiree worked long hours to support Jersey and her younger sister. This often meant relying on neighbors for help, especially Zachary and Amanda Holly, who lived nearby. The Hollis were considered friendly and trustworthy, the kind of people you'd feel safe leaving your kids with. No one could have guessed the horror that trust would lead to. It was November 19th, 2012, just 5 days after Jersey's 6th birthday. That evening, Desiree had a late work shift. As usual, she dropped Jersey and her sister off with the Hollis, knowing they'd be in good hands, or so she thought. According to reports, Zachary and Amanda Holly helped put the girls to bed that night. The children slept soundly, unaware that danger was already watching. When Desiree got home later, the Hollis helped her settle the girls for the night. She kissed them goodnight, closed their bedroom door, and went to bed herself. By morning, everything had changed. When Desiree awoke, the bed where Jersey should have been was empty. At first, Desiree thought Jersey might have wandered off, maybe gone to a friend's house early in the morning. She checked the yard, the street, calling her name. Nothing. She ran to the Hollis house, frantic, asking if they had seen her. They joined the search, going door to door, combing the neighborhood. By 11:45 a.m., Desiree called 911 to report her daughter missing. The clock had started ticking, and with every passing second, the odds of finding Jersey safe were shrinking. Later that same day, the search ended in the worst way imaginable. In a vacant house just a few doors down, searchers found Jersey's small body. She was naked. Her pajama bottoms had been used as a ligature to strangle her. The autopsy revealed sexual assault and suffocation. The crime scene sent shockwaves through Bentonville. Parents clutched their children tighter. The quiet trust of small-town life was gone. In a case like this, police always looked to the last people to see the victim alive. That made Zachary Holly an immediate person of interest. When officers from the Bentonville Police Department *** arrived at the vacant house where Jersey was found, they immediately secured the area. Yellow crime scene tape went up. Neighbors gathered in shock, and the silence of the street was broken only by the crackle of police radios. Detectives knew the importance of preserving every trace of evidence. The room where Jersey's body lay was photographed from every angle. Fibers, fingerprints, and potential DNA samples were collected. Her clothing, what little remained, was bagged carefully for forensic analysis. Detectives began with those closest to the victim. Neighbors were asked if they had seen or heard anything unusual during the night. Several recalled nothing out of the ordinary, no screams, no commotion. This made the case all the more disturbing. Zachary, Holly, and his wife Amanda were among the first to be questioned. Zachary, a 28-year-old unemployed man, known to babysit neighborhood children, gave a calm account. He said Jersey had been fine when she left their house the previous night. His demeanor was cooperative, even helpful, but experienced detectives knew that killers sometimes hide in plain sight, embedding themselves in the investigation to deflect suspicion. The medical examiner's findings were grim. Jersey had suffered blunt force trauma and signs of sexual assault. The ligature marks on her neck indicated she had been strangled, likely with her own pajama pants. The estimated time of death placed her murder in the early hours of the morning, hours when most of the neighborhood was still asleep. For detectives, the evidence was pointing towards someone who had access to Jersey that night and who knew the neighborhood well enough to carry her to the vacant house without being noticed. When forensic results came back, they provided the first real lead. DNA recovered from Jersey's body matched a profile in the state's offender database, Zachary Holly. The revelation sent a chill through the investigation team. Holly had been part of the search. He had stood alongside Desiree, feigning concern, and all the while, he knew exactly where Jersey had been. On November 20th, 2012, police brought Holly in for questioning again, this time with the DNA results in hand. At first, he stuck to his story, insisting he had nothing to do with the murder. But under the weight of the evidence, cracks began to form. Detectives used a methodical approach. They confronted him with the DNA evidence. They pointed out inconsistencies in his timeline. They appealed to his emotions, asking if this was a mistake he wanted to explain. Hours into the interrogation, Holly broke. He admitted to entering the Bridgeman home in the middle of the night. He carried Jersey out of bed, took her to the vacant house, assaulted her, and strangled her to silence her screams. His confession was chillingly matter-of-fact. In that moment, the search for Jersey's killer was over. But for her family, the nightmare had only just begun.